We did do the synchronized sit down this week. Last week we had a synchronized.
Should we do that?
So I have to stand back up again.
Yeah, and you're very lazy. And to be honest, I can be quite lazy too.
Oh, that beer's good.
It is. Well, I haven't drunk it yet, so I'll give you my
Give me a 2 cents.
verdict. Oh.
He said the thing.
It's just,
Don't get distracted.
no. Almost very close to doing a spit take. That was so funny. We've never done a spit take on this. One of these days we'll get it done. But one of us will say something so hilarious. Did he get some minor sprays there for my spit?
We're back to our pop into the barn, or we're just back?
Well, we were here last week.
Yeah, we're back again.
Well, it's a weekly podcast during the rugby season.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, 1 week on your channel, 1 week on my channel.
This one's on my channel.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, this is on your. So don't
keep it clean.
So no F-bombs. No F-bombs, and also a lot of BDM talk. So Mark, there are times in our rugby podcast careers.
Yes.
Where
Call it a career.
what would it's not a career, our podcast
Experience.
I think it's a better word, where we come in and like the week after the quarterfinals last year.
Yeah.
So much to talk about.
So many hot takes.
Many talking points. This week,
There's some rugby coming up.
there is some rugby coming up.
What feels like ages ago, there was the finish of the Women's Olympics.
Yeah, it
Sevens.
feels like stale news now, but we'll talk a little bit
It
about
does, because I think it had we'd seen day one the last time we recorded a podcast.
Yeah, which
So
was
it's-
last week. Once again, it's last week.
Yeah, I guess.
So which I was going to say, it's on your.
So it's not actually that long ago.
So on your channel 1 week, my channel the next, but it's always on iHeartRadio,
Apple Podcasts,
Spotify.
and all your other podcasts and
Where-
platforms.
wherever
Not
you
there's
find a
many
pod-
left anymore.
Yeah, they just keep getting eaten up.
Thank you for coming along, and thank you to everyone who commented with a 4 trophies comment and Tony's last video.
I didn't get the reference, to be honest.
Yeah.
It goes right over my head.
You sent me one with 4 eggplants.
I really love aubergines.
I love it, aubergine.
yeah.
They're quite expensive at the moment. They're like $5 each.
Are they?
Yeah, really expensive.
What are they usually?
Oh, in season they're a lot cheaper than that.
What are they?
I know, like $2-3.
$2 or $3. So they're double the price.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So guess what we're not having in my house right now?
Aubergines.
You
Do you
better
often
believe
cook
it.
aubergine?
My wife likes to cook it.
What does she put like?
She roasts it up, puts some cumin on there, puts a bit of chili, puts a bit of.
I made a roast late yesterday.
Did you?
Roast lamb.
Oh, nice.
Leg of lamb.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it did. It was pretty good, but I had a problem because you see the oven over there. The bottom shelf is not working.
Oh.
That's bigger. So
Everything in your house, you got a bad smell in your house too. The bad smell is back.
the bad smell came back. Yeah, which is about a fortnight ago when
The episode which didn't.
the episode didn't happen. There was a bad smell, and there's another bad smell, like downstairs in one particular area.
If you're a building expert, what could be the potential causes of a musty bad smell in Tony's house?
I do freaking shit and cum everywhere. So
This is true. This is on my channel. He's snorting. You didn't do the spit take, but you snorted.
I apologize
There
for the
you go.
snort.
Right, so what are you saying about your oven?
So the oven.
Got some
So I
buns
put
in
it
the
I
oven.
put it in the oven, but then it wasn't big enough to actually put the tray in. So then I put it in there to like roast it, but I didn't actually realize that it was getting cooked from the bottom because the bottom of the actual oven tray was on the oven itself. So it was almost getting like pan fried in there as well. But it came out all right.
Okay.
So it cooked quicker than I wanted it to.
Well, there you
cook.
go. The taste is the main thing. Was
Yeah.
it dried out or was it all right?
It was pretty good.
Good. There you go.
How was it, Lid?
There
It
you
was
go.
good.
There you go. Well done.
Boom.
Love it.
Result. So this week we have not at this point. Is this maybe the only week we've done this where we haven't had? Other than
Well,
last
I watched one game.
week, one full 80-minute game.
For a full 80-minute game of rugby. I can't,
that
I
must have been
can't
a real-
really go a
it
week
must have been a
without
real-
some kind of fix.
It must have been a real time commitment. Well, the Olympics are on.
Yeah, the Olympics. I haven't really been watching the Olympics.
Love it a lot. I love the Olympics.
What's your favourite like non-sevens sport to watch at
I
the
like
Olympics?
the gymnastics.
Yep.
I like the handball.
Okay.
I like the volleyball.
Some of those
like
sports I really
I've
need.
been watching the golf.
I need the commentators to walk me through what I'm
yeah,
seeing.
I like the
Like the
equestrian.
diving and the gymnastics. Like I don't really know what's
But if
going
you,
on.
like,
'Cause it
watch
all
the-
looks
if
pretty
you watch the
impressive. If you
whole
watch
thing-
enough, you get to know. Like,
And then
that
you
was good.
see the tension. It's the human drama. You see the people
Yes,
who
it is,
just miss
yeah.
out. You see the
Yeah.
people that, the heartbreak. It's all the great stuff you love from rugby in terms of the heartbreak,
Sports,
this massive celebration. What's the heartache and
Heartbreak.
no? That's just still saying this thing
Oh, it's a
twice.
synonym.
Yeah, what's the exhalation, exuberance? There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't find it. I'm quite tired. If I'm
really?
being honest with you.
You did reply to my text kind of slowly. I figured you were a bit knackered.
I was busy.
Okay.
Busy day.
Playing
Busy.
golf.
Didn't play golf today.
That's why.
I know. It re-energizes me. I haven't played golf for a little while, actually.
That's the thing. You got the withdrawals.
I have to work for a living. Don't have my hat on.
That's how bad it's gotten.
Don't have a blazer on.
Bad smell, no hat, half pie oven. Your life is just going down the tubes.
Jeez, man. You really put things in a bad place.
But
for
the
me,
Olympics
right?
are on.
The Olympics. I'm enjoying the
That's good.
Olympics. Pretty happy for the most part.
That's
other than the bad smell of my oven and the fact that I don't have a hat on.
And you haven't played golf.
Haven't played golf.
You got a beer in your hand. There's some rugby coming this weekend.
Talking
so
to
it
you,
can't be
Mark,
too
that
bad.
always makes you feel chipper.
There you go.
Oh. But yeah, there's rugby coming up. There's rugby that's been massive rugby in terms of the women's gold medal match. Where do you want to start, dude? Where do you want to kick into this? You're really gonna have to lead the show
Oh,
today.
I want to go Rugby Championship
Okay. Where do you want to start? What team?
because that's the big dance.
It's a dance. It's on the ballroom schedule. The big I'd say the big dance is the World Cup, wouldn't you?
Well, this year it's the big dance for us.
Well, yeah, it's a very important. It's very, very important. And I really value the every test match. I really do. I think
We live in an age where test matches have been devalued.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Like everything is the World Cup or nothing.
Yeah, and I really like being the most dominant team in the world for the 4-year period.
Is that because we don't have the World Cup right now?
No. Well, yeah. I'd really like to have the World Cup. That's definitely the most important game to
Right.
win is the World Cup final. But every game's important, like
Yeah.
when you're playing test matches.
Well, should we start with the All Blacks?
Okay, I've heard of them.
Did you know that the All Blacks generally go into the Rugby Championship as red hot favourites?
How hot?
Pretty hot.
It's pretty damn hot. Yeah, well, they've won a lot of them, haven't they?
We've won how many? We've won the 2020, 2021. Well, one of them was a COVID-affected Tri-Nations one.
Yeah, I've
that
got a
the South
question.
Africans didn't compete in. But 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. So
And
we're
that-
4 in a row
Under the worst coach in the modern era.
for the All Blacks, yeah, for
Hmm.
sure. And yet he still didn't lose that competition.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Even when they had the schedule, which is like this year, where we had the 2 away games in South Africa.
Yeah,
He
even
still managed to win the Rugby Championship.
and he lost to Argentina that year too.
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were going to lose it that year. If
Yeah.
he'd lost that second game in
At
South
Ellis
Africa,
Park, he was dead and buried. Yeah, they had a razor lined up and ready to go.
I actually read a really interesting.
Article in Penthouse.
Yeah, but I'll talk to you about that later once I get the lube out. I read a really interesting excerpt from Sam Whitelock's book, View from the Second Row. Whereas, they've well documented that whole story about
Yes.
after the game, the senior leaders, went
Got in there for Fozzie.
got in there for Fozzie, went to the CEO. What's his name? The old CEO?
Mark Robinson.
Mark Robinson's room and said, we want
What
to
a
stack
douchey
loan.
name that guy's got.
Where Sam was like, had, allegiances on both sides of the
Yeah,
the
because
All
he's a
Blacks
Crusaders player,
and
but
the
he's also
Crusader-
playing at the All Blacks with
and he
Fozzie.
was just like, really didn't think it was his part to be able to tell anybody like
Who the coach should be.
who the coach should be. He's just there to play. There are other people to
Make those
decisions. His focus should entirely just be on being the best player
Where
he
he can
could
be,
possibly
yeah,
be.
for sure.
And he kind of thought it was a bit weird that a group of senior players were doing that. I think he
Yeah,
went
right.
along, But he was like,
he wasn't as vocal as like Aaron Smith or Artie Salvia.
no, because he was like, he said that basically you had a lot of emotional people making an emotional decision. You know, they were emotionally attached to Fozzie, and he was like, no, this is a professional environment.
Right.
Like you live and die on your record. And he said he said he really liked, was it Plummer and was the other assistant coach who got the boot? What were their names?
Oh, yep.
He said they were
Plumtree
that's
and
it.
the other guy.
He said they were great guys, but he said he could feel like they were losing effectiveness with their maul defense. He just said that he could tell that there were gaps in their coaching,
Right.
and he was like, felt it hard, but he was part of that feedback loop that actually got them out of there.
Wow.
But
Again, professional
yeah, but he was just like, you live and die on your results, and they weren't getting the results, and he felt like standards were slipping across the board. And the guy had been there since 2011,
So he would know.
He'd absolutely know. He scored on his debut or one time. So yeah, really, really interesting from his point of view. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see if those guys hadn't gone in there to have that conversation. Do we win the World Cup under Razor? You never know, do you? I think things really kind of turned around anyway once we got Jason Ryan and Schmidt in there. So they did address those
in the back room
inefficiencies in the coaching staff.
Yeah, player power is an interesting one because you've seen it happen in the past. Remember the Brumbies got like, was it David Nusafora got sacked because like the Brumbies players just like
didn't like it. And he was,
didn't like
wasn't he
him.
like a
He'd won a couple of titles or something. So player power can be, it can be a thing.
I say you lose the dressing room, mate.
That's the one.
All right, I'm on now.
The ABs.
Have you gone a rant about something?
The ABs.
Yes.
We start the competition with 2 home games against Argentina. Then we have an away trip to South Africa with 2 away games. And then we home and away, or away and home to the Wallabies.
It's tough, I reckon.
A lot of focus is being put on those 2 away games in South Africa. Some people saying, sugar, that's pretty hard to go away to South Africa, the world champions, and expect to get, wins there. But the other people saying, our record in South Africa is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Our record isn't
Does he
bad.
go 1-1?
Does he go 2-0 either way?
Does he go 9-2?
These
Those are possibilities. Could be 2 draws.
These are some hot takes. This is why people are coming out. I think it's not a bad way to start with 2 tests against Argentina. We know that if we're off the pace, we can definitely lose to that team.
Yes.
Especially with the new coaching setup, yada, 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 things everyone's already discussed. But on the other hand, it actually could be a great way for the All Blacks to build a bit of confidence, get those combinations and that cohesiveness across the team, and make sure that they tidy up any loose ends.
If it was 2 away games in South Africa to start, it would feel a bit harder, wouldn't it? It gives South Africa a chance to get their ducks in a row as well, but they're more stable in terms of the coaching setup with Rassie having been there for the last kind of 8 years.
What situation would you rather have had your first two tests in Australia, and then had to host the host?
That's the
South
way it always
Africa?
used to be. We always used to start with the Aussies.
Yeah.
It always used to be the way it started, and they kind of flipped it on its head a few years ago. I don't know. I feel like getting the Aussies late is probably bad because that gives Joe 4 more games
To study us and go all Rain Man
and
on
to
us.
get his ducks in a row because he's only had 3 games with the Wallabies.
Yeah.
They asked him in a press conference, like, how do you feel, Joe? Like, have you had enough time? And he's just like, no, I don't feel prepared.
I like it though.
Yeah, he's
because
brutally honest.
He's not just
He
saying.
set the expectations low. He's not like Eddie.
Yeah, he's not like I think we're
Best team in the world. Couldn't be the best team in the world. I don't know if you
I
ever said that.
expect us to win every game by a lot because we are the best team in the world. We wear these hats because we're Australian. Yeah, I like his kind of frank honesty about it. But if he's being like that with the press, you can imagine that he'd be pretty confrontingly honest to the players as well.
Yep.
About where they're at, where the standard needs to be,
Yep.
and setting down the gauntlet and the challenge for those players and what they have to
step
live
up,
up to.
exactly.
Rather than just pissing on their leg and tell them it's raining.
That's it.
You want honesty out of your coaches, and then from there you can set an expectation on how to improve from game to game to game to game. They can only get better.
That's it.
I've already seen out of that team that they seem to have a relatively pragmatic approach to winning games at the moment. You know, like they're doing things that Australian teams do well, but they're being pretty direct as well. So it's the same way that they're playing. But we were talking about the All Blacks, weren't we?
They are not the favourites for this Rugby Championship. They are, with the bookies anyway, they are second favourites.
South Africa are favourites?
South Africa are favourites.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. It mustn't be too much in it.
$1.60. The South Africans are paying. We're paying $2.50.
Ooh, there is a bit on it.
Worth a sneaky wee bit.
Yeah, maybe. That's interesting, especially considering our history,
and especially considering South Africa doesn't have a great record in Australia.
Yeah, well,
I know it looks like the Wallabies are there for the taking,
but this team has lost to pretty weak Australian sides recently in Australia.
Last time they had the same draw, 2022, they went 1-1.
Yeah.
So,
because they lost. Was that a last minute kick to Māori Australian Quade Cooper? Quade Cooper got a last minute penalty to win that game, and that was. You got a good memory. Was that 2022? 2023.
I don't remember. No, they lost all the games in 2023, didn't they?
It would have been 2022.
Would be Rennie's days.
Yeah. So, and that was a red hot South African team, you know, and I think they don't have the hottest record in Australia.
No, the record in Australia is generally pretty average.
They're playing one game
in Perth and one in Suncorp, I think.
Okay.
Suncorp's pretty hard to go. That's their fortress ground.
Yeah, Sydney's not great. Homebush.
Sydney's awful.
Yeah, they haven't had a great record there. Did they get any tests in Sydney this year then?
I think they played us there.
They're going to play us, okay.
I think so, yeah.
Right, okay.
So we are second favourites. Are you happy with that? You like the idea the pressure's a little bit off?
It'll be
or is the pressure always on?
It'll be interesting to see the makeup of the team again. Now that Petafetta's out, Plummer's in.
Petafetta's out. Harry Plummer's got the call up as injury cover. Will Jordan played some club rugby.
Okay.
Do you think he goes in straight in at full back? Especially
no.
Oh.
I don't think he just goes
into the deep end.
Yeah, 6 months off.
Yeah. To test against Argentina.
A game for like the
bench.
Who's on the bench?
Does Will Jordan go on the bench, or is he not in the 23 for the first game?
Maybe he's on the bench. Derry, is he a frontliner now?
Sam Derry, especially with Scott Barrett still recovering from finger surgery.
Huge asking Derry.
You're going to say huge ass. He's got a huge ass. That's why they can lift them.
He's got
lift them with that big ass.
He's got a big old booty. Shake that thing. Sorry, Sam.
Can I get distracted for just a second?
Yes, go for it.
Like, I've been trying to improve my flexibility.
Show us a bit.
No.
You're not very flexible. No. Give me a wingspan.
I can flick my arm around backwards.
I can't do that.
No, you can't. Do
no one can see. You just look like you're. I wouldn't want to say anything I can't say.
But occasionally I'll do a bit of yoga. But I have no idea about yoga.
Okay.
So I put videos on YouTube to follow along with the yoga, and it's almost inevitably a scantily clad girl.
And you find yourself furiously masturbating. I understand.
I do follow along with the yoga, but none of them say bum or butt. Well, actually, no, I found one that says bum. They all have to find like other alternative words for bum.
What do they say?
Like they'll be like, lift your booty off the ground, or one of them says, lift your seat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just say bum. We've all got bums. You say ass. What's wrong with saying bum?
Yeah.
I guess it's just
lift your shithole off the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's lift your bottom. Any bottoms?
Yeah, no, I haven't had any bottoms, but I haven't been doing any British ones. So.
Yeah. Now raise your bottom.
Right. Now you were making a point about something. Sam Derry's butt.
Sam Derry's mother is the nutritionist for the All Blacks. So she was on the sideline when he got his on the field.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's very special.
Yes, very, very special. But yeah, I like the way he played. But that's gonna be huge ass for him. A player.
I swear you're saying ass.
You're fucking ass. You are ass like preoccupied. you have an
it's
ass.
all about that ass.
You're all about that ass. Anyway,
God.
Sam Derry's never played South Africans. Like,
yeah, true. He's from that new generation.
He's from that new generation, and then he's done well. He
Yep.
seems like a big direct player, but boy,
You're all a good player until you meet Eben
Well,
Etzebeth.
it's better than Mostert. Like, that's gonna be.
I think Mostert might be into at the moment, but yeah, they got a lot of good locks.
Yeah, and plus, the rest of the bomb squad and whatnot, that's
Yeah.
going to be a huge ask.
That
And,
is
like,
going to be a really interesting one to watch.
Just
How
so if
that next generation of New Zealand players comes in and how do they react?
Is he at that level? Is he that good? Is he good enough to handle it? Because he seems to have
He
made.
looks good in Super Rugby.
He looks very good in Super Rugby. He looked
against
good
England or Fiji.
against Fiji. Well, but he seems to be a relatively level-headed kind of guy, and where he just rolls up his sleeves and just rips in. Because I thought that Josh Lord last year at Twickenham, he looked like he wasn't quite ready for that Bok level of type 5 play. So
that's right. But he's had so much time injured, that guy, so it's hard to know.
Yeah.
What do you think about the South Africans? How do you think they go? Because they got 2 games away in Australia.
Yeah.
Then the 2 games home against us, and then away and home against the Pumas.
Yeah.
So do you think they handle the pressure of favourites? Do you think Rassie picks his best team every game and tries to just clean sweep it? Or do you think he's already going to be kind of like saving his best guys for us and then potentially switching it up against some of the other teams?
It's hard to predict what Rassie Erasmus is going to do.
This is true.
Whether he's going to the theory is that everything is about the World Cup and building for the World Cup, and all these other games are basically glorified friendlies.
To a degree, but then he played his best side against Ireland. That wasn't a World Cup building one. He played all his 30-plus-year-old guys against Ireland, trying to beat the snot out of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what's the average age of the South African
It's the
team?
oldest of the 4 squads. I think they're 29.
Yeah.
I think we're 27. I think the Pumas are 27, and then the Wallabies are 26.
All right.
So they're a fair bit older. But he's got kind of 2 squads. Remember the squad we saw play against Portugal and against Wales was his younger squad, and then the Irish squad was more like the World Cup squad.
Who's not got that in the leagues to make it to the next World Cup out of that team at the moment?
There's a few.
Yeah.
I mean, Vili LaRue, he's
Yeah.
34.
Yeah, okay.
I think Sia Khaleesi's 32. He could still keep going, but he just kind of lost his
pushing-
contract from his French
Russing
club. Yeah.
is
What's in his 30s? How old's Andre Pollard? He must be late 20s, early 30s. I mean,
right.
30s, you can still go to another one. Dan Carter did it when he was 30.
You're asking
something.
a lot.
But he's Dan
basically.
Carter.
You
so,
really got to manage yourself. How old is Lacanyo?
I think he'd be either late 20s or early 30s. So.
He should be all right. What about the man who scares me? He scares me in my dreams. Hooker.
Malcolm Marx?
Yeah. He young?
Late 20s, early 30s. Yeah.
So he's probably still got one in him.
Yeah.
Okay. But what are they going to do? I think they'll probably lose one that they feel like they shouldn't lose. Either probably against Australia. I reckon they lose one of those games for whatever reason. I think they lose one against Australia, lose one to us, and sweep Argentina.
Okay.
So that will probably get them
So
second.
winning 4 out of 6, you think you're second?
Yeah, I don't see us losing because we just very rarely lose.
I reckon the Rugby Championship was genuinely incredible.
Yeah.
I think they said it was 2009 is the last time South Africa has won either the Rugby Championship or the Tri Nations outside of a World Cup year where we get the abridged version.
Yeah, right.
The Aussies won the abridged version under Checker, and then the Box won the abridged version under Rassie. But the normal one, we tend to win.
Yeah. So I the best guide to the future is the past a lot of the time. So I feel as though I know that we're $2.50 outsiders, but I see us losing one against South Africa.
Okay.
In South Africa. I think
We go 2-2 against the Pumas and the Wallabies.
Yeah, and you know what? I will be absolutely pissed off when we lose that game against the South Africans. It still will not taste very good. And but look, this All Black team. In past years, look, we've lost in New Zealand to Argentina a couple of times. When was the last time we actually lost a game to Australia? When was the last loss we had against Australia?
We came close against them in Dunedin.
Was that the kick? The kick that
That was
took
the
too
year
long?
before, wasn't it? That was the Dave Rennie days. Eddie
right.
Jones was the one down Dunedin where they had a big lead and then they blew it.
Yeah. And then the year before they had that.
The kick.
Not the Beaver movie.
No, that was the Bernard Foley.
It took too long to kick
We
it.
play.
We play, yeah. And then
I said I did a video about that, and I was like, we play is not like the best instructions you can get from a ref. Like I get it, it's pretty clear,
yeah.
but it could be clearer.
Or do you want to play the game? The console game, the Wii. You know,
We play.
yeah. No, it's not the most direct. Like, Bernard, take the kick now, or else I'm going to stop play.
Yeah. But I mean, it's his second language, so
Yeah,
we play.
Ah, dear. So they've been unlucky.
What do you think about the Aussie squad? We touched on them a little bit with Joe Schmidt kind of keeping it real. 2 home games against the Box.
Seems like a nice combination of
He's brought in one foreign guy, like foreign-based guy, and Marika Korombedes back from Japan.
Okay.
He talked about bringing Will Skelton back,
Yeah.
but he didn't bring him back because essentially, for the guys based in Europe, it's not a test window that they are like getting time off from their club because they already got time off from their club. It's their holiday.
Yeah, right.
So it's like the dude's just finished his top 14 season in France. It's his rest and recuperation time, and Joe was just like, nah.
Right, yeah, that's nice.
Let him have a break. If I call him up and he's still tired because he's just finished a season, and then he finishes with us and goes back to his club, and he's still tired because he's been playing with us.
To be fair, the start of that season he's just finished came off the arse end
of a World
Cup where he did a lot of pre-up.
Yeah.
So he's had like a freaking 15-month season already.
Yeah. So that was seen as a big omission, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
He needs a break.
Yeah. Because, you just burn them out and he won't be the player that he needs. He needs just to go on a beach and just lie down.
That's it.
Have a lie down, Big Will. You deserve it. And all the pressure and the mental pain that he would have gone through as the captain of that team as well.
Right. Well, they got injured, but yeah.
I think that was an unfair position for him to be put into as well during that period, to front all that crap with Eddie's, Anyway, was what it was. It's over now.
So South Africa home, Argentina away, and then us home and away.
Yeah.
Are they avoiding a spoon?
Yeah. They're not going to get a spoon. I think the RGs will get a spoon. I think they could do slightly better than we. Well, I think them winning one game.
That schedule, in terms of like trying to win it, I think is the best one.
Yeah.
Because you'd rather have South Africa at home than away.
Yep.
You
100%.
could still see the Wallabies winning in Argentina.
We've got the hardest road trip.
For sure.
Going to South Africa.
You could argue the Argentinians have got the hardest one with us away.
Yeah, maybe they could argue that. It's not our position to argue that. But yeah, I think them doing their best thing would have been 2 away games in Australia. That would have been their best. I think 2 away in either Australia or New Zealand or South Africa is going to be hard work for them.
For sure.
Where's the other beer? Oh, there it is.
So you don't see the Wallabies getting the spoon?
No, I don't. This is a question I wanted to ask you. Has New Zealand, the All Blacks, ever got the spoon in the Tri-Nations or the Rugby Championship?
Tri-Nations, yep. A couple of times.
Damn.
I think 2.
Rugby Championship?
No.
In the 90s, did we do it? We must have. It was all
We definitely got a couple in the old Tri-Nations,
Been,
but by far we've had the fewest spoons.
In 1998, we lost 5 games in a row.
Jesus.
Yeah, that sucked. That was on the...
I was in high school.
So was I. We're the same
We're
age.
the same year. I didn't know you back then.
Yeah. I was at Rosamond College.
I was at Onehunga High School.
Oh, yeah. Onehunga High School has got incredible art.
Okay.
I was there the other day.
OHS.
Oh, Jesus. Why was I there? I don't know.
Was Deirdre Shea still the principal?
I don't know.
Okay. She was the vice principal when I was there.
Oh, Dee Bees. D-Shay. Was she cool?
She's a small woman, but she's tough.
She packs a punch, does she?
She's like real small, real skinny, but everyone was afraid of her.
She's like Professor McGonagall.
Kind of, yeah. Similar vibes.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Always got to come back to Harry Potter with you.
Could she do transfiguration?
Expelliarmus. How do you see the Pumas going? 2 away games in New Zealand.
Wingardium Leviosa.
2 home games. Leviosa. My kids watch Harry Potter on the weekend. 2 home games against the Wallabies, and then home and away to South Africa. You see them getting
Accio
the spoon.
Pen.
You see them getting the spoon. Stop Harry Pottering.
I wanted the pen. Accios, bring it to me. I was sitting there, by the way, the whole time you're speaking, I was like, what are the
Spells
spells?
gonna.
And then when I finally got one, the moment it passed, but I thought, you know what? I'm
just gonna go for it.
I'm going to commit to the bit.
The Pumas.
The Pumas.
Away to New Zealand, home to the Wallabies, and then away.
Where do they pick up their wins?
You think they can pick up a home win against the Wallabies?
That's the one that would be the best chance for them.
Yeah.
They've pushed the South Africans a couple of times.
I feel like South Africa's record over the Pumas in recent times is pretty good, though.
Yeah. I think last year that they had a tight game in Argentina, didn't they?
You might be right.
I don't know.
Messages.
Who was it? Can I read it?
My dad.
What's up?
It is my brother.
How is he?
He's asking if we want to go take some family photos with my father.
Oh, fantastic. Can I come? Just be in the background.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up? Just me in the background. Then I can be on the wall with the rest of your life.
Dad, who's that guy?
Yeah.
That's your uncle's friend.
Yeah.
Some crazy guy.
I think he's special needs. So a massive success for them is getting more than 2 wins for me. But I just struggle to see where they get that second win. But they have got wins against New Zealand of late. New Contaponi, new coach.
Yes.
Will be a point to prove. He's a little bit of an unknown factor. I know they were playing France in the...
France's B-side in the July tests, yeah.
Which is hard to gauge how well they actually were.
Yeah, because France's B-side's still pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. And
Contaponi was without a few of his European-based guys as well. So
yeah. So they're a bit of an unknown quantity, but I don't think... I think they're most likely the spoon. I think a really, really successful... campaign for them is 2 wins.
Okay.
Unreal if they get 3.
Yeah.
I think on par if they get 1.
Okay.
Very
Very disappointing if they get swept.
Which is also a possibility.
So, for New Zealand and South Africa, is it basically win it? Otherwise, it's a bit disappointing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think... Do you think the South Africans are just like... The public over there are just like... We don't care about it anymore?
No, I think with the 2 home games in New Zealand, I think there's also an expectation that they should be winning. They should be winning.
When was the last time they won it?
In 2019, abridged.
Yeah, okay. So they haven't won a full versions for...
2009.
Damn, son. So we were like, way go, South African fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
But they don't have to come here. So...
Yeah. I think the fact that they lost 1 against South Africa, 1 against Ireland stings. So they
still have a point to prove.
They still want to be, and there are assholes like me saying, well, you only got 3 1-point victories. You really are the best team in the world.
They want to prove that wrong.
Yeah, you're better team of 14 players with 1 point. Well
So
done. But they want to shove it up people like me's ass, basically.
For Australia,
yeah.
Is avoiding the spoon and coming a respectable 3rd good enough?
Yeah, that's their par, isn't it?
And if they get the spoon, then that's a disaster or just bad?
That is a disaster.
Okay.
I think considering how bad the state of their rugby...
They're the lowest ranked side of the 4 in the world rankings. They're below Argentina.
The fact they've got Schmidt and the fact that you look at the roster that they've actually got across the park...
Right.
And the schedule that they've got, they should do better than Argentina, in my opinion. Whether you want to put any credence in my opinion, it's a dangerous thing to do. But I think just due to the fact that we are going into 2024, halfway through it now, but going into this campaign where Australia, especially before these 2 games against Wales, was at the lowest point of our lifetime, that they have to be seen to be improving.
Yep.
And if they can't show the public that they can, do anything in the Rugby Championship, if they show that they're the worst team in the Rugby Championship, that will not be putting any faith into the hearts of their supporters, the casuals on the edge, the new fans that they will be trying to adopt, and also sponsors that they want to get on board. It will be an unmitigated disaster. For them, just in terms of where they're at. Maybe not a disaster, it'll just be, sadly, more of the same, essentially.
True.
But I think with Schmidt and just the way that we're seeing them play with that more sort of pragmatic approach to just getting the job done, they're already showing signs that there's improvement there. So to continue on that trajectory, third is probably where they should end
be.
up. But don't count them out for a spoiler here and there as well. They could, Schmidt's a freaking wily character. If he just gets a game plan that just really puts the All Blacks or the Springboks in a corner where they just don't have the right answers on the night.
Could Schmidt it in?
He could Schmidt that thing right in there. Right in there.
Well, that's the Rugby Championship. It starts this weekend.
Rugby. Okay, give me your scorelines for these games this weekend. I'm at the game.
New Zealand over Argentina, 13 plus.
There was a long S on that, plus. Because you felt like you felt bad about saying that.
But I think it's a 13 plus.
With a long S, ladies and gents.
Is the first game at Suncorp or is it? No, it's a Suncorp.
Yeah, it's not the Perth one's the week after.
Let's just go the Aussies, eh? By 1 to...
By 1 point.
No, by less than 7.
By 1 point. There's no luck in 1 point, remember. Oh.
Yeah, so I reckon South Africa get the second one over in Perth.
If you disagree with him, I want you to do a trophy, an eggplant, a trophy, an eggplant, a trophy, an eggplant, and finally the fourth trophy and an eggplant. That's directed at Mark for him, but I see South Africa winning that one.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I reckon Rusty might go a little bit more caution to the wind with the side. We'll have to see.
Trophy, eggplant, trophy, eggplant, trophy, eggplant, trophy, eggplant. So that's 4-4, everybody.
I did atrociously poor in my Super Brew pool for the July tests. So.
Why do you think that South Africans are going to lose that?
Just their record in Oz is not good, and Schmidt could Schmidt that shit in.
So you think he's more likely to catch them on the hop the first game up rather than second game in, they'll be able to go, okay, these are the systems that they're playing to. They'll have a bunch of footage to work with.
Yeah. I think Schmidt's got more info on Rassi than Rassi's got
and
on
look,
Schmidt.
I hope you're right. I do. Like, no offense to South Africa, it's just you're the bigger threat to us at the moment, but also we really need a strong Australia at this part of the world. I don't want to lose to them, so I prefer you guys did. Yeah.
One thing Australia did lose was the Olympic women's sevens.
Yes.
Heartbreaking one. But the big story of that one, apart from the fact that the Black Fern Sevens won the gold, was the fact that the Americans got bronze.
Yeah.
That's actually made rugby on front page news in America for at least one news cycle.
Fantastic. And the last try that they scored where they just had to hold them out and they were right on their line and just 2 weak tackles where the player just steamrolled one of them and just really should have been taken down.
Yeah.
And that was heartbreaking for the Aussies. But yeah, massive
for the US.
Massive for the US.
Like that bronze means more for US rugby than I think it does for Aussie rugby. Although it's still heartbreaking because there's 2 Olympics in a row that the Aussie girls haven't got a medal.
And they're
like second best team for the most part, or the best team. Like it was them for gold or silver basically.
Yeah, and I think there was an article I read the day before was the glamour final we'll finally get the glamour final we deserve, which was meant to be New Zealand Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what could go wrong with a
Madison
sports
Levi, I don't know if you watched her, but she was unbelievable for Australia. She's lightning quick.
Unplayable. She's got an unplayable arm ball.
Yes, but good for the US, especially when you consider they've got a World Cup coming the one after next, and also they had the MLR Final this weekend just gone. So there's been a bit of a spotlight on rugby in America for, as I said, one news cycle.
Okay, you know what I like about
Big booties.
What? I like they're nice and round. What I like about women's rugby and also the sevens. So how they kept on walking out in front of their flags.
They were doing little poses.
Well, yeah, like they're doing little poses and stuff like that. But when the guys walked out, what did they do? How did they look?
Run out.
They walked out and
Staunch.
I'm gonna go.
The girls are having fun.
I'm gonna go play rugby. Rugby, and the girls come out going,
Yeah, doing
It's
little
great.
poses, doing hearts and all kinds of stuff.
yeah, but there's femininity there, but there's also joy.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah.
Which like the games are super serious.
Yeah.
Like they're not there to freaking catch
around.
butterflies.
No.
But it's I don't know, just being joyful. And I always
Yeah.
thought that when even watching the Women's World Cup, where the players when the anthems are on, the girls would be into it, but smiling, happy,
Yeah.
enjoying it and laughing a lot of the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think the men get a bit more stick if they show like lightheartedness.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid you see a player who's just lost a game,
Oh yeah.
like smiling or laughing or
Catching up
something.
with a bloke that they've played 5 seasons with who's a good friend of theirs. You go, mate, good to see you. And they're like, oh, sorry, I'm meant to be really sad.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be sad because I lost, but yeah.
I've got a game next weekend that I could win, but
Yeah.
yeah. But that's the fans putting their shit on them
Yeah.
for the most part. But no, very happy that we got a gold, our first gold. We've got
That
more
was it.
gold since then.
One more.
Bloody Wild. Oscar. This is not Oscar Wilde.
Oscar.
Henry Wild.
Who's Henry
Oh,
Wild?
the triathlete, and he
got silver.
He was in the lead. Like he just burst away, and the commentators were like, "It's a done thing. He'll be getting it now. It's just a race for silver." And I was like, "Then they go, oh, good, come on in. This is nice." And then just like 300 meters to go, the Brit just went ran him down, and and he got silver. But then it was amazing. He came over the thing, and they were like really good mates. They flagged
Right.
together and stuff, and all sorts of thing. And he was just like, he was really stoked for his mate, Yeah, I was like,
Sucks.
But how many more? We've got
You got 2 golds,
how many silvers now?
a few silvers.
A few silvers, a few bronze. Doing okay. Yeah. Where are we on the medal tally?
15th
It's not too bad
for a country our size.
yeah, exactly.
It's all right.
Per head capita. Where's South Africa?
I think they're below us,
They're always below.
but the Aussies are well above us.
They're a lot more people. Yeah, why doesn't South Africa do that well in the
Don't know.
Olympics?
Australia does crazy well.
Yeah,
China and America didn't do pretty well.
there's a lot of them.
What do you reckon about the way they sort the medal table? Should it be by total medals or should it be by golds?
Golds.
Okay, because America tends to do it by total medals, especially when they like right now they're top for golds as well. But when they were not top for golds, they were still showing America as number one. When
What do they call it? American exceptionalism.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of America, we didn't touch more and more on the Olympic sevens because I mean Portia Woman, she's retiring.
What a legend.
Like she's in the conversation for goats,
Okay,
especially if women's
I'll
rugby.
ask you these questions. You just fire them away. How many World Players of the Year?
She won 2.
How many World Cups?
2 for 15s.
How many World Player of the Years for sevens?
I think she got one of at least the decade. So I don't
One
know.
of the decade.
She's
All-time
pretty
try
good.
scorer?
She's had 257 tries.
Oh.
More than 250. That's insane.
Is she the GOAT?
People will say no because she's in the women's game. But for the women's game, probably yes.
Is she the GOAT, though, man? Like, that's a relatively sexist take you've got for the women's game. For a girl.
She's a fucking good player.
She's really good.
Excuse my language, but she's
Yeah.
a very, very good player.
She's exceptional. And an absolute servant and legend of the game.
2 World Cups and 2 gold medals is more than any of the dudes can say.
And took it from the point where she started playing, where they were getting maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people.
She
to
started off playing netball.
Yeah.
Netball
Yeah, but the growth of the game under her tenureship
has been massive. It's a
not
shame
entirely
she's
down
not.
to-
It's a shame she's
but
not
she's a
coming
big
in
part of it.
now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? She's kind of like one of those figures who, like, maybe like a Zinzan Brooke, who got a bit of a taste of like the professional era, but played most of it when it was more amateur. So,
just extremely powerful, extremely fast, elusive,
yep,
and very, very physical in the contact.
yep,
Just terrifying person to come up against.
Exactly right.
Yeah, what a legend. Well done.
She might be going to play league apparently.
No, is she going to play league?
Yeah,
Portia Woodman's playing league too.
apparently.
Because there's a bit of quiche. Because
Bit of quiche.
what's the name's going to it as well?
Stacey Walker.
Yeah, playing for the Broncos.
There you go.
What's the NRLW, ladies and gentlemen?
I watched the MLR final this morning.
By the way, it's free jackets. By the way, I'm not calling him a wanker.
The two
You wank.
The two teams in the final,
Yeah.
the Seattle Seawolves. So former champions. They won the two first ever MLR
Seahawks?
competitions. The Seawolves.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the Seahawks is one of their NFL teams.
All right. Who was the other team?
The New England Free Jacks, defending champions. Your favorite side.
How'd they go? They got the dub.
They
Tell me
got it up. They got up there. They
yeah.
jacked their way to success. 20 points to
Yeah.
11. 12,000 people there at the final, which is I think the most they've had for an MLR game. So
Doing a real little. When in doubt, jacket.
on the back of the bronze
Jacket
medal,
hard.
it's good to have a MLR final. I know it's in summer in the States, but I guess they don't want it to clash with the NFL at all.
Yeah. Okay.
So, do
something-
you remember when we played Namibia in the Rugby World Cup, and one of their players got like the worst broken leg ever? Like Anton Leonard Brown was going to visit the dude in hospital
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
because
yeah,
he was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like he broke it. He like snapped the ligaments and like it was just like double
Shattered
breaks,
the
and it
leg.
was just atrocious.
That player.
That guy scored the try. Like there was only 2 tries in the entire game. He scored
Yeah.
like a proper rugby league. We're in the corner. Yeah.
One hand to put down.
LaRue Malan. Fantastic.
Body in the
try.
air. Love
Fantastic try.
it. Fantastic.
20 points to 11. Well done. Oh, but man, it was so funny. I don't mean to laugh, but like when they were checking that try in the corner, like they were about to take the conversion, and the CMO was like, "Hold on a minute, we need to have a look at this." So they stopped the game so the TMO can have a look at it. And in the MLR, the TMO's got he's driving the computer, so he's doing like the footage himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's got a little.
So he's like editing, like he's like the.
He's like got control of the cameras anyway, so he's like got 4 cameras and he's playing them
That's
back
too
and
much
forth.
stress.
I know, and he's got a little tablet with the framework of like HIAs and stuff
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
like high contact. But then like he's looking at like one shot of the guy scoring the try, and then the next camera, like of him going into touch, and he's like, "Wait a minute, we need to look at this." And then after about 30 seconds, he goes, "These pictures aren't synced up because it looks like he's going out, but that's the shot." Like
Oh, wow.
long after he scored the try,
So, and he could
and he
have.
was like, "Okay, it's a try." Sorry,
He could have mucked it up.
Could have mucked it up, but
my
eventually,
God.
after stopping the game for like 2 minutes, he was
He
just
was
like,
going,
"What's
"What?"
going on here?"
It looks very much like a try here, but here he's definitely out.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh,
Doesn't
dear.
seem to match. It was hilarious. That's what happens when
Good
you let the
times.
guy have to drive the machine
Yeah,
himself.
well, I guess the budgets are low.
Yeah, I guess that's a thing. But yeah, 12,000 fans, like I said, is their best crowd they've had thus far. So hopefully the game keeps growing in the States.
Go America.
Go America. Fuck yeah. Something going.
swearing.
Just leave it. It's fine.
Okay.
Also, the NPC starts this weekend.
Come on, Harbour.
Oh, Auckland.
Harbour. I think Shooter McStevens.
Shooter McStevens.
Shooter McStevens. That's what you should call him. Yeah, he'll light it up. Anyone else?
Oscar Instituto probably got something to do. Not playing for the All Blacks.
He's certainly not playing for the All Blacks. Anyway, we'll touch on that if we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next week. Actually, some footy to actually watch.
Yes.
I'll be drunk in Wellington somewhere, so I'll be enjoying.
When are you
it.
back?
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did the Warriors win?
No.
They're not having a good season. What's up with the Warriors?
They're having a bad season. I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay. They're
very
still
tense.
getting sellout crowds, or
Yeah, they're the first. I think they're first NRL team ever to get a sellout at every home game.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's quite some.
every single home game is a
feat. New
sellout.
Zealand fans can get out there to support a team.
Yeah, just have to be playing league,
Just need to be playing league.
and they're having a shocker of a season too.
Do you think if New Zealand gets a second NRL team, does that affect the Warriors fan base?
Not in Auckland, and that's where most of their fans are based. But yeah, they've got like
Where's the logical place for a second rugby league team in New Zealand?
Christchurch.
Christchurch.
Yeah,
It's pretty white down there.
yeah. What are you trying to say? They call it the South Island Kia. The Kias. Up to Kias. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see a team down there. Yeah. Anyway, we've got some Chinese food to eat.
We do.
Go check that out on his channel.
2 cents on tour.
Yeah, well, it's probably not going to be up when this
It's not going
is-
to be out till September. But we're going to eat it today.
If you're watching this in September for some weird reason.
That's connected.
Yeah, we're about to film.
This is why the clothes are the same.
Yeah, we're about to eat some Chinese food. And we did this once, and it was a fun video to do, but we completely muffed up the recording.
The technical issues
yeah,
were bad.
Yeah, they were bad. But hey, Mark, actual rugby to watch this weekend. Looking forward to that.
Who's your favourite? Let us know.
Is it me
in
or is
the
it
4
Mark?
trophy comments
Oh,
below.
we're talking about the game. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. This podcast is called
2 cents gets distracted.
It's a rugby podcast, and you can find it on any platform you want to find it. Anywhere.
Platform shoes were a thing back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Good on you, Mark. Well done.
Champion.
Hardy da.